I never thought I would have to install cameras in my own house because of my younger brother, but that's exactly what I did. My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 38. I own a small logistics company in Phoenix, Arizona. I built it from scratch. No inheritance. No rich parents. Just 14-hour days and a lot of risk. And for years, my biggest weakness wasn't competition. It was family. My younger brother, Kyle, has always been different, charismatic, charming, the kind of guy who could walk into a room and have everyone laughing in 5 minutes. But behind that charm was something else, something unstable. Kyle never kept a job longer than 6 months. He always had a reason. The boss was unfair. The co-workers were jealous. The company was corrupt. It was never his fault. 3 years ago, he showed up at my office with a suitcase. He said he had nowhere to go. His girlfriend kicked him out. He lost another job. His car was repossessed. And like an idiot, I let him move into my guest house. My wife, Melissa, wasn't thrilled. She tried to hide it, but I could see it. She didn't trust him. I told her he just needed a reset, a second chance. That was my first mistake. At first, everything seemed fine. Kyle was helpful. He offered to help with the business. He started coming to the office, sitting in meetings, giving unsolicited advice. He was good at talking. Clients liked him. Too much. One afternoon, I overheard something that made my stomach drop. A longtime client, Mr. Alvarez, laughed and said, "Honestly, Kyle, you explain things way better than your brother." Kyle smiled. He didn't correct him. That night, I told Melissa about it. She didn't look surprised. "He's positioning himself," she said. "For what?" I laughed. She didn't. 2 months later, strange things started happening at work. Invoices were missing. Emails I had sent were never received. 2 shipments were sent to the wrong warehouse. Mistakes that cost us nearly $40,000. I thought I was overwhelmed, burned out. Then my operations manager, Linda, pulled me aside. "Daniel, I need to ask you something." Her voice was careful. "Are you okay?" "What do you mean?" She hesitated. "You've been giving instructions that don't make sense, changing decisions, approving things and then denying you did." I stared at her. "I haven't." She didn't argue, but the look on her face stayed with me. That night, I checked my sent emails. There were messages I did not remember writing. From my account, approving changes I never approved. I felt cold. I asked Kyle if he had used my office computer. "Just once or twice," he shrugged. "Why?" I told him what was happening. He laughed. "Bro, you're overworking yourself. You need a vacation." That phrase stuck with me. You need a vacation. The next week, 3 major client schedule meetings. Without me, with Kyle. And that's when I realized this wasn't an accident. I didn't confront him immediately. I watched. I started arriving early, leaving late, checking security logs, reviewing access times to my office computer. And then I saw it. Several late-night logins. From my desktop at 2:13 a.m., 3:47 a.m., 1:58 a.m. I was asleep during all of those times. Kyle had keys to the office. I felt stupid, but I needed proof. So I installed a small camera inside my office bookshelf. Hidden, silent, recording. 3 days later, I checked the footage, and there he was, Kyle, sitting in my chair, scrolling through my email. He plugged something into my computer, a flash drive. He typed for 20 minutes. Then he leaned back and smiled. Smiled, like he'd just won something. I felt sick, but I still didn't understand the full plan. Until I got a call from our biggest client. They were restructuring their contract, and they wanted Kyle as the primary contact moving forward. Why? Because Kyle had apparently told him I was stepping back from day-to-day operations due to health concerns. Health concerns. I confronted him that night. He didn't deny it. He didn't even look ashamed. "You're burning out," he said calmly. "I'm helping you." By lying to my clients? "You're too emotional to run this at this level. I'm protecting what you build." protecting. He actually believed that. Or maybe he just believed he deserved it more. I told him to pack his things. He laughed again. You can't just throw me out. Watch me. That's when he said something that changed everything. Careful, Daniel. You don't want people thinking you're unstable. The threat was subtle, but real. 2 days later, my board of advisors requested a meeting. Kyle had sent them concerned messages about my stress, my behavior, my declining judgment. He was building a narrative, and it was working. Melissa saw the footage. She went pale. You need a lawyer. But I hesitated, because here's the part one haven't told you yet. Kyle wasn't just my brother. He was listed as a minority shareholder, 5%, a favor I gave him 2 years ago when he begged to feel included. I handed him leverage, and now he was using it. The board meeting felt like a trial. 3 advisors, all older, all cautious. They didn't accuse me directly. They asked questions. Are you sleeping enough? Have you considered delegating more? Is there anything we should know about your health? Kyle sat quietly, concerned expression, hands folded, playing the supporter brother. I presented the footage. Silence, then confusion, then shock. But Kyle wasn't finished. He claimed I was misinterpreting things, that he had access because I authorized him, that the flash drive contained backup files. He twisted everything, but the timestamps didn't lie. And when the IT consultant examined the system, the truth came out. Kyle had created email filters, diverting certain client replies away from me, forwarding them to himself. He was isolating me. Strategically, the board voted to temporarily suspend his system access. He left the meeting without a word. That night, he didn't come home. Instead, I got served papers. A civil claim. He was suing me, alleging mismanagement and breach of fiduciary duty. My own brother, trying to force a buyout. Melissa cried that night, not because of the money, because she had warned me, and I didn't listen. The lawsuit dragged for months. Kyle started contacting employees privately, trying to recruit them, promising a better vision. 2 employees resigned. I felt betrayed. Then something unexpected happened. Linda came to me with a folder, printed emails. Kyle had been communicating with a competitor, discussing internal numbers, confidential projections. He wasn't just trying to replace me. He was planning to sell information. That changed everything. My lawyer shifted strategies immediately. We countersued, breach of confidentiality, corporate sabotage, digital fraud. The competitor backed away fast once they realized legal exposure. Kyle's tone changed. Suddenly he wanted mediation, but I was done being naive. During discovery, we uncovered something worse. The mistaken shipments from earlier? They weren't mistakes. Kyle had altered routing codes manually to create operational failures. He wanted proof I was incompetent. He manufactured it. When confronted, he finally dropped the mask. You don't deserve all of this, he snapped during mediation. You got lucky. Lucky. 14 years of 5 a.m. mornings. Lucky. He demanded a massive buyout. I refused. Instead, I offered something simple. Sell your shares at original valuation. Walk away. He laughed in my face. So we went to court. The evidence was overwhelming. Digital logs, video footage, financial tracing. The judge didn't look impressed with him. Mid-trial, his attorney requested settlement. This time, Kyle wasn't smiling. He sold his shares for less than he wanted, much less, and signed a non-compete. He moved out of state a week later. No goodbye, no apology, just silence. I thought that was the end. It wasn't. 6 months passed. Business stabilized. Clients regained confidence. Revenue recovered. Melissa finally started sleeping peacefully again. And then I got a call. Kyle had started another company. In Nevada, similar model, same pitch style. But this time, he wasn't using my systems. He was using my story, telling people he had been forced out, that I stole his ideas, that he was the real visionary. At first, I was furious. Then something strange happened. 3 former clients contacted me. They had met him, and something fell off. The charm was still there, but the structure wasn't. The discipline wasn't. Because here's the truth Kyle never understood. Charisma builds attention. Character builds companies. His new business lasted 8 months. It collapsed under tax issues and mismanaged contracts. I didn't celebrate. I didn't call him. I didn't say, "I told you so." Because by then, I finally understood something. The biggest mistake I made wasn't trusting my brother. It was ignoring patterns because I wanted to believe in potential. Family doesn't mean blind loyalty. Support doesn't mean surrender. And forgiveness doesn't mean access. I still haven't spoken to Kyle. Maybe one day I will. But if I do, it won't be in my office. It won't involve contracts. And it definitely won't involve keys. Because some lessons cost money. Some cost peace. And some cost a brother. And if you're ever in a situation where someone keeps making you doubt your own memory, your own judgment, your own reality, don't ignore it. Install the camera. Not just in your office. In your instincts. Because sometimes a betrayal isn't loud. It's strategic. And it smiles at you across the dinner table.